I'm Aaron Davidson and welcome to the Long Range Pursuit. This week's show is a little different than normal. We're going to show you a long range shooting competition. Our good friend Todd Shawley and pro shooter Tyler Scoffield are at Spirit Ridge Rifle Golf down in Utah. Now this is a practical long range course, unknown targets, unknown distances, and this course is set up with a twist. They have to do a long range running segment. They have to run over 7 miles to complete the course, and the score is based on how fast you complete the course and how low your score is. In other words, how few shots it takes to hit your targets.
I'm Tyler Schofield, here with Todd Shawley. We're up here to shoot the Vortex Extreme shoot. Really excited. There's about 20 teams. A bunch of real good shooters here.
Yeah, there is.
It's about 7 miles, give or take, and longest shot's about 1,200 yards. We're shooting at plates that are anywhere from 6.5 to 8.5 inches. Getting ready to take a practice shot here, make sure that our guns are on.
Dead center, still half minute low. Quarter minute low, quarter minute right.
Quarter minute right?
Yep. One quick, not even, probably.
Todd and I both had to adjust just a little bit, probably because of elevation or temperature. I feel pretty good about both guns, so Todd had to switch guns. He burned his barrel out, figured that out about 5 days ago, so he's shooting a brand new gun. So I think you feel pretty good, Todd?
As good as can be expected. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll let the chips fall where they fall.
I think we're gonna win.
Manufacturing ammunition capable of long-range performance starts with premium components. This lot of ammunition will use Lapua brass, Berger bullets, and Hodgdon extreme powders. Most Gunwerks ammunition is loaded on a progressive reloading press. A progressive press performs several operations for every cycle of the handle. Sizing, priming, power charging, and bullet seating are the major operations that need to be accomplished to complete the manufacturing process. The technician will set up the equipment for the desired cartridge and load. The tool head with the proper reloading dies is installed and the correct brass is loaded into the automatic case feeder. The correct bullet caliber and weight are selected and dumped into the bullet tray. To ensure an accurate powder charge, several electronic dispensers are filled with the correct powder and programmed to weigh out the correct amount to the nearest tenth of a grain. With the equipment and components ready, the technician will cycle the press to load a cartridge case. The next cycle indexes the shell holder to the next station and seats the primer. Now the case is raised into the powder charging die and powder from the dispenser is poured into the case. Lowering the arm cycles the machine to the next station to check the powder charge. The powder raises the indicator bar for visual confirmation of powder charge. The technician loads a bullet into the case mouth at the seating die station. Finally, a crimp is applied, if necessary, and the loaded case is ejected. With every station occupied, every pull of the cycle lever will eject a loaded round. Each round is quality checked and inspected before it is packaged. This box of Gunwerks ammo is ready for the range.
Good luck, guys. Let's go.
You ready? Yep.
Okay, time started.
Tyler. 866 at St. Shoot it for 840.
Okay, you'll know what to do for me.
No guns. Yep.
Yeah, 3 over the chronograph and 1 at the rear.
Hit! Is that you, Tyler?
Yes.
Bear. You on the bear shot model?
Hit! Now you doing your offhand?
Yeah.
Good catch, man.
Clean the house. Awesome.
Okay, back to the moose for Todd. We got plenty of time, right?
840.
It says
Dialed
shoot
840.
Huh?
Good luck. Hi, it's on.
Hi.
1 minute.
Take 2 clicks out.
Huh?
Clicks out, wind was good.
Wind was good.
Yep.
Good job.
Shoot the bear for 624.
624. 624. Yeah, it was high last time.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah, maybe 1 click out. Hi. Just hold, don't adjust, just hold
I
down.
gotta shoot that again, don't I? Yeah, you get another one of that. What do you want me to shoot?
Hold down a half a minute.
Take out another click.
Yeah.
Yeah. 274 on the offhand. What do you think it is? 2 clicks?
That's what it's looking like, isn't it?
Huh?
That's what it's kind of looking like.
Yep.
We got a little bit of time now,
We got
right?
some time, so maybe we'll just set up 2 clicks.
We do all right.
Cleanup I've seen.
Is it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What do you say?
First cleanup he's seen. Gonna run to the next station. I think it's probably, what is it, about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile?
The next station is the one you passed as you
Yeah.
come here.
How far do you think? About that, isn't it?
Is there a shuttle?
Is there a shuttle? When are you ready?
You're
You're already on?
I'm Aaron Davidson. On this week's Long Range Do-It-Yourself tip, we're going to talk about the Gseven ballistics program. Specifically, we're going to look at a situation where we want to take calculated ballistics data to the field, and I'm going to show you a little feature that we've built in that makes a really small, simple drop chart, a field card, let's say, that you can take to the field. You can paste it on your stock. First thing you need to do is go to Gseven.com and log in or sign up for an account that allows you to save and store all of your data, all your ballistics data. And I've got a couple different profiles here. We're going to go ahead and pick a new profile so I don't change any of the data from my existing profiles. We go to this Configure Load Data section, and we're also going to look at the Configure Environmental Data and Sighting Data sections as well. Those 3 sections are going to define how your trajectory boils out, what your bullet drops, etc. The 2 key pieces of information that you need to have to build an accurate drop chart is an accurate ballistic coefficient and a true muzzle velocity. Let's assume that you have a good BC and muzzle velocity to start with. I'm going to stick with this 617 BC. That's a 168 Berger VLD in a 7mm. And let's go 30-25 for muzzle velocity. That's going to replicate a 7 Remington mag. And altitude, temperature, 5,050. Let's do 5,059. That's a standard conditions setup. And scope height, 1.75. That's centerline scope to centerline of your bore. 0 range 200 and height 0. So that's right on at 200 yards. I'm not going to put any incline in because these cards will accommodate for that. So I've put my BC, muzzle velocity, altitude and temperature, and just some simple sighting data, what your 0 range is. Now to calculate that, you can either click on the drop chart tab or the calculate button, and it'll send me over to an actual ballistic calculation of that BC and muzzle velocity for that air density. If you want to print the whole drop chart, it prints out a big 8.5 by 11 sheet, perhaps 2 sheets to get all the way out to 1,000 yards. What we want is a small card that we can print out, that we can put on the side of our stock or in our backpack or carry in our wallet, that tells us what our ballistic correction is. Now we have 2 different types of these range cards, a simple one and a complete one. If we look at these simple card settings, I'm going to do a large one just to show you the numbers. Let's do 5,000 feet and 59 degrees. Or we could do, let's do 70 degrees just to change it up a little bit. Now I'm going to preview this and show you what it looks like. I've got a card here. It tells me I'm a new profile because we didn't save it as a specific name. 617 BC 3025. Now it tells me down here my wind is represented by W and drop by D. So my wind right here is in minutes of angle because that's the unit we selected. So at 700 yards my wind is 2.9 minutes per angle. So here we have our incline 0, and we also have a 10, 20, 30, and 40 degree incline scenario outlined. So a 20 degree shot at 750 yards would be 11.7 minutes of angle. And we'd have to hold 3.2 minutes for a 10-mile-an-hour wind. So you can print this in that larger scenario if you have trouble reading small print, or you can do it small so it takes up less space on your gun stock or in your card. The Gseven ballistics program is free to use online, and if you're going to set up and make a card, I want to just recommend that you take it to the range and you practice and you shoot and make sure that the data that you shoot validates with what is on your ballistic card, so that if you go hunting, you know and you've proven that it's going to work. Join us next week for more tips here at Long Range Pursuit.
A minute of angle, or MOA, is simply a convenient measurement unit of an angle. The most common measurement unit of an angle is degrees. There are 360 degrees in one complete circle. If we further divide 1 degree into 60 smaller segments, each segment would equal 1 minute of angle. An MOA is convenient for shooting because it sub-tens or measures 1.047 inches at 100 yards. For most calculations, it can be rounded to 1 inch at 100 yards. The relationship of subtension and distance holds in a linear fashion. In other words, 1 MOA subtends approximately 10 inches at 1,000 yards.
What'd you give it?
I give it a minute and a half. How many more minutes? How far out was I off?
I'd go 3. Yes. Just high.
Are you going? You gonna shoot them all first, Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, going to the ramp. Is that right?
Going to the deer.
The deer.
Can't get it to read it. 603. 603.
You gonna do your offhand or wait till he's done?
Shoot it.
Okay. Offhand on the deer. Thought up on the elk. You all right?
Yep.
Time is at 5 minutes, 12 seconds.
Tyler, how far is the elk? Tell me what to shoot it for.
625.
Huh? 625?
Yep. 630.
What do you want me to shoot it for?
That's what it. Give me both. 625 and 630. Or sorry, 725, 730, Todd. So.
Miss.
High?
High. I'd say 3/4 of a minute.
Click. How was wind?
Good.
Miss. Ram or deer?
Deer.
Deer.
What's the deer, Tyler?
$5.99.
That's what it wants me to shoot it for?
Yep.
Yeah.
Miss.
Too much?
That's just the +2.
Is that it there?
Offhand right here.
Offhand.
What's that?
Time is at 8.
Tyler, what's that?
What?
Time is at 8 minutes.
8 minutes, guys.
Standing.
Standing. Miss.
I think we did all right on time.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see where we end up. We started this morning at 7:45. Took off and had to run 3 miles to the first station that we shot at. Waited for what, about an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Waited for about an hour and a half. Our time was stopped. We shot at that station and shot good. Both of us shot well. And then moved to the next station. Shot okay. That was probably about a mile and a half run. Got to the third station and it was 1,000 yards and we shot about a minute over it and about a minute, not enough wind. Wind was blowing a little harder than what we thought. And so then you get racing the clock and the misses start working on you, and then we kind of fell apart and shot the rest of that station bad and shot the next one bad.
Place number 2 with a score of 55, Gseven.
Todd and Tyler shot really well to start off, but those last 2 segments started to degrade. The confidence is gone. They started to get frustrated with each other in their ability to call and dope the wind, call and dope the correction, see the impacts of the shots. And a lot of that comes from a piece of equipment not performing consistently, not performing the way it's supposed to or you expect it to. And some of that comes from using equipment that's new, that hasn't been proven in the field. It's so important, if you're going to take a long shot in the field, that you've practiced with the gear you're going to use, that you've got the best gear you can get, that's ultra repeatable, the scopes that click properly, don't change point of impact, know how to run your rangefinder, know how the programming works. If you do these things, you'll be prepared for that long shot in the hunting situation. You'll be prepared for that trophy of a lifetime. Now, Todd and Tyler both can shoot way better than they did in those last 2 segments, but because they did well on the first part, because they did well with their physical part, They scored second in both of those. They took second overall. Now I know those guys can shoot way better than they did at this course. In fact, both of them have won several long-range competitions because they shoot so well. Next time they're going to do better. They're going to have equipment that's proven. They're going to be confident. They're going to have their communication on the A game. And if you take some of these examples, apply them to your practice, watch out for some of these pitfalls, you'll be ready for that shot as well. I'm Aaron Davidson. Join us again for another episode of Long Range Pursuit next week.